Welcome to the Failure to Stop podcast breakdown, #1 show where law enforcement goes to be informed and entertained 5 days a week. This is a channel not about first responders. It's just for first responders, except for Friday. Friday, it's for civilians and first responders. We do big case breakdowns. But Monday, society and culture news, so that you don't sound like an asshole to your civilian friends. You know something else going on, except for all, you don't have to tell stories about dead babies and domestic violence. You know what I mean? Like something else to talk about. We talk about Diddy. We can be in the know of some other things. We don't sound like RoboCop. And then we got True Crime Tuesday for the ladies. Wednesday, political news breakdowns, because knowing is half the battle, and politics is a big part of the job. So we do a big political breakdown with political commentator, conservative aunt, and friends. We always have some kind of special guest. This week we did it about the stonks. So we had a guy on that talks to us all about the GameStop stocks. Anyway, Thursdays is sports news because yay sports, and then Friday's a big case breakdowns. Today we're breaking down the Showdown at Moses Lake Motel 6 with a dual welding. I don't know if this guy thought he was in a first-person shooter video game or something. Maybe he thought he was in a sitcom, and he very quickly reality sets in. We'll go through it, breaking it down with Tyler from the Anti-Hero podcast. Big news coming for this channel, by the way. Failure to Stop podcast will now be well, there's just a lot going on, and we'll bring it we'll bring you up to speed on it here in a few minutes. Today's show is brought to you by ghostbed.com/wolfpack. Sleep so good it's scary. vectormeals.com/wolfpack50. Meal planning to the next level, and Relentless Jerky out of Dunn, North Carolina. So law enforcement owned and operated beef jerky company, Relentless Beef Jerky. All this and more on today's Failure to Stop breakdown. Hit it, Joshua.
The growing calls across the nation to defund the police.
To end policing as we know it.
Off the charts violence in New York City. 11 people shot in just 8 hours on
Sunday. This is
Sunday.
about the police officers who every single day put on that uniform and they run towards danger when we run away from it.
Man, it's going to be a good show today. Starting things off right. My favorite sport. Just kidding. Little golf news coming up. Got to go into that. Also, a lot of difference of opinion on our last week's podcast episode. Getting some notoriety from other podcasts in the mix here. Drinking Bros getting on board. Shots fired. We got I Am Pitts at Dexter Pitts' podcast talking about it. So I think we're going to spend the first part of this podcast just kind of recapping our thoughts on that, what we know now. But first, it looks like we have Anti-Hero Tyler with us. Did you get your mic working?
No, guys, I'm sorry, man. I don't know what's going on. So I'm going to have to project my man voice through my computer.
Yeah. I'm going to talk about this Scotty Scheffler thing. I think that our producer in the background is helping with the mic stitch. So if you want to cut out and work with him over the phone or mute yourself until you guys figure it out, he's troubleshooting it for you right now. Or you can sit back and listen to my Scotty Scheffler nonsense here in a second. But Masters champion Scotty Scheffler, this is breaking news. This happened this morning. So there was a fatality car accident. And it appears that Scheffler, according to the news, felt like he was better than everyone else and he didn't have to sit in the traffic because he has a golf competition coming up. This is why this grinds my gears. Let me go into this really quick. This is why this really makes me mad. Nothing sucks more than a fatal car accident or a fatal accident. It's hard to work it as a police officer because there's not it's almost a victimless crime, right? It's usually an accident. You know, somebody got hit by a car. There wasn't like malicious intent. And it's often very, very sad. It's very hard for the police officer. One, you've got somebody dead inside of a vehicle. I don't know why that somebody dead inside of a vehicle affects me more than somebody dead on their living room floor. Maybe in a house when somebody's dead on the living room floor, you can kind of look around and like take your mind away. I don't know. I don't know why, but for whatever reason, when somebody's dead in the cockpit of a vehicle, it always affected me more as a police officer. Really sucks when somebody gets hit by a car. The way their bodies lie, mangled in such ways, you always kind of fixate on the one thing. Maybe it's their pelvis that's apparently broken, or maybe it's their leg that's twisted in a wrong way, or their shoulder is up over their head. I don't know. There's always one part of that always I feel like I target fixate on, and then I can see it in my brain a couple of days later until it finally works itself out. And so emotions run high on a scene like this. Now, this happened in Louisville, and it's a big golf competition. I'm not a big golf guy. My brother is, but anytime I worked one of these fatalities, you got to stop traffic in both directions. Typically, exits are blocked off and traffic backs up. And you hear a lot of people going around, somebody's always got something to say. Every 4 or 5 cars, somebody feels the need to roll their window down and say like, why do you need all these fucking fire trucks? Get that fucking car out of the road. And you've been sitting there for fucking 10 minutes while somebody's dead, mangled, and you're having to deal with it. And it's super sad. And he's trying not to get angry. I'm trying to get upset. I've worked a lot of these, and it's always been upset. And there's always the entitlement of somebody. Do you know who I am? I am the pastor of First Baptist Church North. My church is right down the road, and I'm going to be late. My flock is waiting for me. And you're like, unbelievable. You're a pastor? Oh my God. Oh, you mold people's mind, and you're acting like this, and somebody is dead here? Like literally, I'm on the phone with somebody's family member, letting them know that their 15-year-old daughter isn't coming home from school after all today. I've worked a lot of them, man. I worked a lot of these. 19-year-old kid on his way home from school. Yeah, I said it, 19 years old. Head-on collision, 6 o'clock in the morning. Same thing. Traffic blocked up. Matter of fact, one of the ones there was this, I'm a nurse and I have a surgery that we have scheduled for this morning, and you guys are holding up traffic. Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that this young man just got out of his car, walked over to the sidewalk, sat on the sidewalk, put his face in his hands, and then died because the valve in his heart had detached and he was just bleeding out. I'm a nurse. It's this entitlement on these car accidents. So this morning, Masters champion Scotty Scheffler, he's some kind of a big deal. And I'm sorry to do this to you guys here in the live chats. I'm sorry to fucking hit you with this doom and gloom, but I read this article first thing this morning, and I've been pissed off ever since. And I'm going to fucking do it, and I'm going to get over it. Scotty Scheffler arrested. This is, again, at CNBC. Arrested at PGA Championship for not following orders during a traffic jam. Masters champion Scotty Scheffler was detained by police in Louisville Friday morning on his way to the PGA Championship, with stunning images showing him handcuffed as he was led to a police car before he was released later in the morning. ESPN reported that he failed to follow police orders during a pedestrian fatality investigation. Police said Scheffler was booked for second-degree assault of a police officer, third-degree criminal mischief, reckless driving, disregarding traffic signals from an officer directing traffic. His attorney, Steve Romney, said the golfer never at any point assaulted any officer with his vehicle, and added that we will litigate this matter as needed. And a statement posted on Instagram, Scheffler said he was in a very chaotic situation. You were in a chaotic situation on your way to your golf tournament? By the way, the traffic jam was because somebody was struck by a bus crossing the crosswalk to get into the Masters. They were struck early this morning by a bus and killed. I don't know the facts of who this person was. I don't think it matters. I don't think in any other case, anybody would give a shit what kind of person was walking across the street and was killed. Of course, unless it was law enforcement related killing, then they would have to devolve into a father of 5 who was attending the Masters. It was his amazing dream. They would doll it up like this, but it's not a cop. It's a pro golfer. So we'll just say some guy was crossing the street. That we'll leave it there. Some girl crossing the street was struck and killed. Again, if this was a cop, we would get the whole details of the whole thing. All the theatrics would be there. All the emotions would be there to pull on your heartstrings. You know how it goes. I've talked about it 1,000 times on this channel. But this is what makes me so mad. It's this entitlement. It's this let them have cake. It's this I'm a golfer. I'm a nurse. I'm a teacher. I'm a pastor. Nobody gives a fuck, especially not me or any state trooper or any deputy that's ever worn the badge. Guess what? Knock, knock. Nobody gives a fuck. The only thing we care about is that somebody is dead and we're having to deal with it. And we don't give a fuck if you're late to surgery. If you're fucking late to a funeral, we don't give a fuck. Not one flying fuck is given by any of us. So we don't care about your entitlement. So next time you're sitting in traffic and you're like, oh, what the fuck? Just know that the cops didn't wake up. The firemen didn't wake up. EMS didn't wake up and said, you know what? Today's the day that I'm going to fuck with Jeremy and he's going to sit in traffic the rest of the fucking day. We're just going to block all of the traffic for no goddamn reason just to piss you the fuck off. And before you do it, like, well, I hate it. They do this all the time for 15 minutes. Tops. 20 minutes tops, but not when somebody dies. I've never been at a traffic accident where they block the road for like 45 minutes before they move. But you know what? Everybody that passes through is, you got to block the road for 45 fucking minutes? That fire truck got here 8 minutes ago and was here for a grand total of like 13 minutes before it moved. And that's just protocol to make sure everything's good, to make sure nobody's internally bleeding. Make sure there's no crazy oil slick or the car's not going to explode as you drive by it. But just know that nobody blocks the road because we want to fucking do it. This shit pisses me off, man. This entitlement, I don't care that you're the greatest pro golfer of our time right now, as this article likes to point out. What if the dude you killed is the greatest father of all time? Which is way cooler to me than you being the greatest golfer of all time. Golf's not even a real sport. It's not in the Olympics. Wait, is it in the Olympics? Is golf in the Olympics?
I don't think so.
And it's not a real sport. I'm just kidding. I get it. Listen, some of you guys take that shit real personally. You guys are big golfers. My point is I read this thing this morning and I was extremely mad. And good for him. You know what? Good for him, because I don't know how many cars have just gone around me when I told him to stop and I just didn't give a fuck enough, where I was like, all right, bitch, have a good day. And I just let him go. Kudos to the cop that said, no, motherfucker, you're not coming through. You know what I mean? I'm so glad that this cop yanked that motherfucker out of the car and threw him against the thing. I hope he hit him with his nightstick. To be honest with you, what a dick move. And for all you guys defending him on Instagram, that's what really is pissing me off. Like, why don't you wait and get the whole facts of the case? But since you guys want to go ahead and get a hold of it, I'm going to go ahead and put it out too. Fuck you. Fuck you. You guys don't care about victims at all. You guys fucking care so much about, like, y'all don't care about this dude from last week's victim. Nobody has, not one sleuth has tried to deep dive. We've come up with speculations. Well, maybe it was on a video game or maybe it wasn't in a message. Like, nobody has really tried to see what's going on in this man's relationship at all. I've seen nothing but like speculations. You're telling me there's not one internet sleuth out there because y'all don't give a fuck about a victim. You guys only care. You don't care about the baby mama that George Floyd punched in the stomach or whatever it was. You guys never care about the victims of Michael Brown when he was robbing the stores and punching the clerks in the face and doing all these other things and being a bully to his community. Y'all don't care about the victims ever. You never care about the victims. It's always the cops, isn't it? Nobody gives a fuck about the mangled body. Some guy woke up this morning to go to a golfing tournament, went through a crosswalk, which he thought was safe, and got smacked by a bus.
Was an employee, actually.
An employee.
The PGA, I got a statement from this morning. We were devastated to learn that a worker with one of our vendors was tragically struck and killed by a shuttle bus outside of the golf club. This is heartbreaking for all of us involved with the PGA Championship. We extend our sincere condolences to the family and loved ones.
I hope they fucking fire the Scheffler guy. I hope he never gets to wear the green vest or golfs in the tournament that Happy Gilmore was in or whatever it is. I hope none of this, you guys are probably like, wow, Eric, this is crazy. This is new for you. This is like, we haven't seen this side of you. You have it, because this hits a nerve with me so bad, because I've always wanted to be the voice of the cops since I haven't been a cop, and I know the rage. I'm seeing it in my brain right now. The pastor one, that one's never left me. I don't know how many fatalities I've worked. It's been a lot, but there are a few that just stick out of my mind. Where these cars, they drive by. There was a girl jumping off of a bridge, a deaf girl jumping off of a bridge. And this guy rode by and just yelled, "Would you fucking jump already?" But I've already heard this girl's story through sign language. You know, it's just a crazy, terrible story, a terrible moment in her life. And these fucking, it's not the internet. You know, it's not like these people chose to put themselves on the internet so they deserve to hear your commentary. These are people in their worst. This is real life shit. And you drive by these accidents, you say that, and I know that every fucking cop has felt that anxiety of having to deal with your stupid fucking rhetoric, man. Nobody gives a fuck. You don't have to drive by the accident scene and yell some obnoxious shit at the cop. He doesn't fucking need to hear it from you. And I wish to God that you would get in a fiery car crash yourself and you can't get your fucking seatbelt on off. And as I'm approaching, I can hear the screams of you burning alive in your own fucking car. Fucking cunts. Shit makes me so fucking mad, dude.
Hey, good news. My mic works, so everybody, we can all calm down now.
Still not working. I can hear your TV in the background. Go turn the TV off.
We need to select it in StreamYard.
Yeah, select. Do you want me to do it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I'm not able to select your mic.
Hold on 1 second.
Super fucking mad. Anyway, thank you guys for being in the live chats. We'll get with the regular Progress show. I'm sorry, man. I had to dump, man. I had an emotional dump on that, dude. I read that article and I was so mad this morning. First off, and I'm just like, that's not how I start my day. But it is my pet peeve. It is my pet peeve. I hate working fatality accidents. I absolutely hate it more than any other call. I don't know why. I've never liked them. And it always happens where there's somebody that's got to open their fucking mouths and it ruins my week. And I want to find that guy and I want to bury him 6 feet under and to find out if this is, and it's always the entitled fucking dude. It's never the guy in a piece of shit car. You know what I mean? It's never it's never like the middle class. It's always like it's like this entitled, all the entitled, you know what I mean? Like the people that have to let everybody know what their occupation is. It's always them. And nobody cares. But anyway, in the chats, we got Joe Russo, Fulcrator, Abby Ellsworth on Being a Police Officer. Great podcast, by the way. Low Ren, Joseph Wooten, Nate, what up? Don't know who Nate is, but man, I'm sorry you got to hear that, dude. I'm embarrassed. Maybe I have you guys edit that out. That was a shitty rant on my part. Guys, thanks for being in the live chats, all of you. We're up to over I think $1,200 or something like that right now in the We Defy Foundation BJJ Scholarship for Wounded and Disabled Veterans. That match, not match, but that roll-a-thon, grapple-a-thon, whatever you guys want to call it. Come up with a cool name for it. I'm rolling individually by myself for 1 hour. You guys just, it's people can choke me out and keep going. I'm just going to defend basically for a whole hour without a break. It's going to be very, very difficult. I'm going to do this in a Hulk Hogan Speedo at you guys' request if we raise $1,000, which we did. But yeah, if you guys want to do $1, $5, We Defy Foundation, you can leave it here. There's a super chat. Just write We Defy. I'll send it over. This is just, it's such a big deal for veterans to be able to get these scholarships. BJJ honestly changes lives and it gets veterans back into the mix. So you can hit me up on Instagram. A lot of you guys have, man, so many of you guys reach out on me to Instagram and I send you the QR code. You could donate directly or you can do the super chat thing here. Somebody texted me and Zelled me for the first time. Which I thought was interesting. I had to give them my phone number, which a lot of you guys have my phone number, which is kind of weird, but I don't mind it. And I like the text messages from now and then. I think you guys are all very respectful, so it hasn't bit me in the ass yet. All right. Well, we have a big show for you guys today. Tyler was here. Now Tyler is gone, but we're going to dive into this as a case out of Moses Lake. It's a Motel 6 case. For those of you who don't know, the case that we covered last week has been making its rounds, going semi-viral, I guess. And so there's a lot of debates, a lot of people in the live chat. Are we good to go there, Tyler?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, it sounds
Yahtzee.
great.
Yeah.
Yahtzee.
Yeah, it was funny is what you heard in the background was the monitor of you talking.
Oh.
On the so
I thought you were watching porn. Boy, why do I sound like a porn star?
You sound really good.
Anyway,
you know
sorry
what's good
about that.
What? That story about the girl that was going to commit suicide and the guy that drove by and said that.
Yeah.
It's a good thing she didn't hear him.
Oh, Yahtzee. But that was good. That was good. I needed a little dark humor to light me up because I was so mad when I saw that fucking story this morning, dude. I wanted to find
It's
that guy.
that
and just
fucking
punch
entitlement,
him.
man. Oh,
Dude,
so
did you
gross.
hear that bitch earlier this week? Like dressed like she was on Hunger Games, and she was like, "Let them eat cake," and the fucking internet went nuts and just started unfollowing like all the rich elite Hollywood stars.
Dude, no, I didn't hear that.
You didn't?
No.
Deadleg, quickly, dude. Earn your keep. Pull that article up. Let them eat cake. Everybody unfollowing influencers. Here it is. Viral. God, look how good Deadleg is. His legs don't work, but man, fuck if his fingers don't work. He can Google faster than anybody I know. Read that for us, Deadleg.
Some may say the backlash from Haley Bailey, as her nickname, at the viral Met was unwanted. However, the response demonstrated it was just the spark that ignited everyone's exhaustion for celebrities' obliviousness to the world's problems.
Look, she's dressed just like she's on the Hunger Games, is she not?
Dude, yeah.
Did you see the Met Gala and how everybody looked like they were on the Hunger Games? It was frightening. And then they've got this new, was it King Charles? That new King Charles painting that's out? Is that, or is it King William? King Charles? King William? Oh boy, Deadleg, you are earning your keep today. The new painting came out. Figure out who that's from. Give me a picture of that on the screens here. So demonic, so dark, so fucked up. And now listen, if you take this image right here and you cut it in half yourself and then mirror the image, there is a perfect image of Satan. It's creepy, dude. I mean, it's unparalleled. It's like uncanny. Like I'm starting to extremely red pill myself.
Well, my buddy is who's on SWAT. He was on a detail for the DNC in Orlando or something with a Democrat. I think it was the DNC.
Yeah.
And he said that he was in there. He's a religious guy, but he's a quiet religious guy. He doesn't really get into politics. He's not how we think, where they're all, Satan uses, the left to infiltrate us. But he said, dude, I watched them force every religion to pray together. And he was like, well, that's an interesting take on religion. I think you lose your credibility when you pray with other leaders. But he's like, I'm telling you, man, God was absent from that room. He was like, it was just the most evil feeling of people. Like he was like, I was uncomfortable being in there.
Dude, that's intense, bro. But I mean, like, okay, so look at this painting. Who thought that this was an appropriate painting?
You know what it looks like? It looks like the painting from Ghostbusters too.
It 100% does. I mean, it come on, like this is so demonic, man. It's so crazy. It's very Hunger Games-esque to me. Like, and then this bitch gets up there and she's like, let them eat cake at the Met Gala. What would possess you to say, like, that was a evil bitch too. They cut her head off. Yes, that's it from Ghostbusters. Oh my gosh.
The painting's alive. It needs more sacrifice in order to come out. Sacrifice more babies.
Oh, that's what you need. That's a next Refracted Wolf Apparel shirt. By the way, I'm wearing the fuck you, I won't do what you told me shirt. Love it. One of my favorite shirts. Brian W. in the live chat says Illuminati is back at it again with the satanic paintings. Damn, Daniel. Jonathan says, what's up, gangstas? Yeah. Okay. Well, and now that you're here, any opinions on this golfer? Does that strike a nerve with you at all?
It's just a entitlement. I don't know anything about golf. I don't know who this guy is. You know me, I'm the worst. But like, I woke up to it too. People texting me because obviously, I'm associated with this podcast and my people send me stuff all the time. And I was reading on it, and it's just that I don't know if that guy was a piece of shit and became a golfer and that's just who he is, or if that type of lifestyle and money and fame, if that just turns people into like, the type of people that would do that. You know what I'm saying? Like if he's a rich white kid, so if you're a pro golfer, most likely you came from family money. So
very entitled. Fuck him, dude. I hope he never wins another one again. I hope he falls on a club and it goes up his butthole. What's a big club? What's a big club that wouldn't fit in your butthole normally?
A 9-iron.
Golfers, 9-iron. Fall right on that 9-iron.
I mean, baby. I could probably fit a putter up my butt.
A putter in your pooter?
But a 9-iron,
9-iron, no.
Oh yeah, dude, we posted I know we got to get into it. We
I know you're gay. I know you're gay because you can fit any club in your asshole. You know what club fits in my butthole? None of them.
None of them.
You know what? I could probably
got him.
None of them.
Eric set me up. The correct answer is none, motherfucker. Dude, I posted a fucking reel today from Anti-Hero about how Trump sent in a bunch of Fed TAC guys from Marshals, Border Patrol, or it was BORTAC, and Homeland Security, and it was just a clip of like them handling business in Portland a couple years ago, and like everybody's messaging me saying like, dude, those guys are getting hung out to dry by the federal government. They're getting civilly sued. Yeah, like Guns and Cafe is trying to put me in touch with an actual guy that was boots on ground. But all those dudes, all from like the vans, where they were throwing people in vans, and
the jump out boys.
Yeah, they're all
where like that whole thing came from.
They're all getting fucked over, and it's not being covered.
Well, I mean, I have met tons of people in the feds, worked with the feds, worked with the marshals on some services, and I've met some guys that are like just like you and I, right? That are wanting to do the job, wants to hunt bad guys, and want to do the right thing. So, like, of course, you're gonna have pockets of these Fed boys that are gonna go rogue and do the right thing and snatch people up. But I bet you they didn't just come up with that on their own.
No, they were probably given vague marching orders, like handle this, right?
Yeah, like so then you get away right now.
Then you got your boots on ground commanders that deployed with them to Seattle or Portland. Sorry, both shitholes. And, then they were like, hey, this is our makeshift marching orders until we get, further notice. And then they did what they did. And then you know how it is as a cop. When admin and society wants blood, it's going to be the street cop that was involved that's going to get hung out to dry. And everybody can go, we handled it. He's gone. He's fired.
Every time. Well, yeah, I mean, we'll have to cover that at some point, I guess. Or you're going to try to get them on Anti-Hero?
Yeah, I'm just going to try to get in touch with them and get some more, like, because the shitty thing about those instances is that when someone's in a lawsuit, the first thing everybody tells them is don't fucking talk about it and don't go on podcasts. So it's something like this that they have to weigh whether or not going on a podcast is going to benefit them or hurt them. Like, is the other side going to be able to use me talking, or is this podcast platform big enough to where we can get our situation out there and then maybe get some more eyes on it to help us out? And I feel like that's what people have to weigh.
Right. Well, you guys just had Eddie Gallagher on this week. You had him in studio. I saw you guys drinking a lot of beer, a lot of beer in the background.
That was post. I don't like to drink on podcasts. That's the one thing I try to be a little bit professional.
So hard. That is so hard. It's so hard to drink. That's why I drink non-alcoholic beers a lot. People make fun of me. It's not because I'm sober or trying to be better. It's just it's really hard to podcast when you're sauced. You're trying not to slur your words. No, I don't do it.
I don't want to sit here and say it's a talent, because then I'm going to sound like a golfer that drives around a fucking dead person. But it is not, there is back and forth. That's why professional commentators and newscasters, it's a profession. Like, there's parts where you can tell that you have to get to know your co-host. I can tell when for 2 minutes straight, you're going to be on a topic, but I can start seeing it kind of wind down to where I know in 15, 20 seconds, that's my opportunity to come in, because if you don't, that other person feels like, damn, this motherfucker's got nothing to say. I got to keep talking. And it's just that perfect. So I feel like if you're drinking, it's like that line's blurred, and then you become the guy that's just always talking rah, rah, rah.
Yeah, 100%. Totally relate in several ways. Which is why I do the NA beer thing. And I like taking heat for it. It doesn't bother me.
Hey, can I ask you something real quick?
Yeah.
Somebody brought it to my attention. I sent them the clip of us talking about it. Anti-TikTok Cops 3.0. Was it you that told me that it's a different guy than the original Anti-TikTok Cops?
No,
or is it the same
but the regular Anti-TikTok guy, was in he was talking to me a bunch. He came on the show. We did a Patreon together. Yep. And then all of a sudden he went completely ghosted. I was like, are you okay? Did you get fired? Because I would it was literally, we did our podcast and then the next day ghost silent. And then I started getting DMs from women telling me all sorts of stuff about this guy and how he's having to go ghost for women problems. because I think he's like married or something. I don't know. I didn't want to get that involved, but I will say this: like, I tried to call the dude to get his side of the story. I've never heard from him ever again.
Yeah, he's starting to, like most meme pages that go after people, he's starting to get, and I sound like an old man, he's starting to get a little too big for his britches, and he's having fun calling people out, and he's starting to call out like a lot of people that aren't dancing cops that are just like on social media, and they're like, dude, but it's anti-TikTok cops 3.0, and someone told me that this guy that's 3.0 said, oh, I'm not the same guy as 2.0. He gave me the permission to continue this on, which is exactly what I would say if I didn't want people to know that I was, because the allegations like you just talked about were huge. It was all
they were big allegations. They were big.
Everybody was sharing it. And so I'm just looking to deep dive. I don't want, I would not want someone to take on what happened to his predecessor, but maybe you shouldn't call yourself the same thing if you're trying to make a meme page, because if this guy had to ghost the internet because he was sending dick pics to a bunch of chicks, so much to where they all went, he's sending you dick pics too,
and like we're trying to like do meetups.
Yeah, and
from what I heard,
your fiance gets on and goes, yo, dude, this guy's a piece of shit, this is who he is.
Right.
That was all around the same time you were trying to get a hold of him also. And then magically, like a month later, anti-TikTok cops 3.0 comes out.
Yeah.
And someone said like, oh, it's not him. But yeah, I don't know.
So I want to. But even if I was like attached, like I wouldn't want to have a brand attached to somebody like that that got into some serious crazy shit like that. Like I would just like rebrand altogether. You know what I mean?
Yeah, almost like maybe it is the same guy. He's just
like it's the same dude. Dude, I'm dealing with some other creepy social media people right now. Listen, don't be creepy on the interwebs, guys. And if you're trying to be a podcaster and influencer and you have fans, don't fucking slide into their DMs all creepy like. Don't engage in that weird behavior. And if you're a fan of a podcast, don't like be creepy with the other fans, because then you get kicked out of the fan group for being a weirdo. I think a general rule of thumb is like just don't send dick pics to anybody for any reason.
Yeah.
I mean, like even if you're married, it's so sketch. Like
that's a thing, dude. I mean, me and you are the same caliber type of guy, but if you talk to girls, they're like, bro, I unsolicited, like, hi, hello, dong. And it's like that girls really have to sift through their inbox of like, they're like, dude, it's dicks everywhere. And then, let's say they actually meet somebody and they're like, oh, and they're getting to know somebody virtually because it's 2024. You're a fucking weirdo if you say hi in public. But, they meet somebody and then all of a sudden it's like fucking 2 sentences in dong. And it's like, oh, yeah. But that's a thing, very guys.
Strange. Now, like if you're like 18 or 19 and it's 2006 and the internet's brand new, I give you a pass. I might have been guilty. In the early 2000s when the internet first came out, and I was like 17 or 19 years old, like there might be some English woman in London on a chat room, and y'all who knows I got a picture of my pretty penis. We'll say that. I don't want to say big. That would be a lie. I don't want to lie to my fans.
I'm in Afghanistan. Nothing but your plate carrier and your dong hanging out.
YouTube didn't even exist yet. There was no Facebook or Instagram. Listen, you thought like what stayed on the internet was gonna be. But in 2024, if you're still sending dick pics and you're over the age of 18, you're an idiot. Stop doing that. That shit's in the interwebs forever. Probably not the wisest decision. But you know what is a wise decision? Getting a ghost bed. And if you are going to take a D pic, do it on a ghost bed. It's going to look bigger. It's going to look better. Everything is bigger and better on a ghost bed. Your sex is better. The sex is bigger. I just got the massage topper 2 weeks ago. Second week on the massage topper. Hit it last night. Here's the problem with the massage topper, right? You lay it right on top of your bed. It's got a carrying case. You could travel with it. It's so rad. The problem with the massage topper is, and you could set it to like 10, 20, and 30 minutes, and it's time for bed, I will set that bitch for 30 minutes, fall asleep on it. It stops. I wake up and I do it again. And then like my wife will like roll over at like 2 a.m. and be like, you got to stop with the massage thing. Like it's gotta, Like you've been getting massage for like 2 hours now, but I've been sleeping. I'm like drooling all over myself. It's just that good. Like it's like I almost have to have it or I can't do anything. And there it is right now. I think it's pre-order 50% off right now. That's what it looks like right there. It comes. You got like this charging dock thing on your bedside, dude. This thing is great. It's got 1,000 modes on it. It's incredible. It's even got a meditation mode for all you weirdos that like to meditate. Still not sold on the whole meditation thing. There's a woman out there that's trying to get me sold on it. It's just I'm not there. But yeah, the massage topper is great. Listen, the adjustable base, all the mattresses, mental health, mental wellness, starts with a good night's sleep. You can't make good decisions as a police officer, as a first responder, as a nurse, as a surgeon. If you're not getting a proper night's sleep, you spend so much time on a bed. Why not just invest in one of the best beds out there? This is one of the oldest American-made bed companies in existence. I've been to their facility. I've been to their research lab and facility. I've been to their customer service facility. I've been to everything with GhostBed. Matter of fact, GhostBed just signed a deal with the Anti-Hero podcast. I just spoke with Rich this morning, and the Anti-Hero promo code will be available on Monday for your Eddie Gallagher episode with a very special extra thank you for looking out for us. We can't wait for our partnership. Like it's always the text messages are even extra. Like everything they do is extra. You always get like a card in the mail from them. It's just, I mean, I've worked with this company now for 4 years since my podcast existence, and I can't talk highly enough about them. And they're obsessed with first responders and veterans. Go to ghostbed.com/Wolfpack. Also, factormeals.com/Wolfpack50 for 50% off. Meals, fresh, never frozen, chef prepared, delivered right to your door, chosen by you, picked by you. You want to get ripped, lean and mean like me? You want to get thick and swole like Tyler over there? Well, if you want to get like me, hit that calorie conscious a little bit, maybe that protein heavy. If you're a vegetarian or a vegan, they've got those options as well. They got breakfast, lunch, dinner options. Again, fresh, never frozen. Don't wait for, listen, Memorial Day is coming up, which means July 4th is right around the corner. Let's get lean. Let's get mean for fireworks. Let's not feel weird watching the hot dog eating contest while feeling like a hot dog yourself. Wouldn't it be nice to watch that contest and feel like you a man, like you look good?
Well, or you can enjoy the hot dog eating contest for one day because you eat so fucking clean every other day.
Bro,
that's the best. When you can look at a fucking garbage, disgusting meal and be like, I'm a monster because of what I'm about to do to this food. But you eat clean every other day with Factor meals. I mean, it's the best.
When you earn something, it just always feels better. You're like, dude, this cheat day, head over to factormeals.com, Wolfpack50 for 50% off. All right, here we go. This comes out of Moss Lake, which is in what state?
Washington.
Nope, Washington. Way off. Sunshine State.
Samsonite. I was way off.
Way off.
Great state of Columbus.
Oh, by the way, this is not an ad read, but this is before we jump into this, because then we're going to finish the show with this whole breakdown here. So timestamp it now and put it in the comments later. Here's what we're thinking about doing with the new Failure to Stop network revamp. We're actually starting on making a new YouTube channel. It's going to be called Failure to Stop Breakdowns. And literally it'll be a YouTube channel of just cake breakdowns. There'll be no other chatter, nothing else. There's no hanging out. There's no goofing and booting. It's like a case happens, we'll jump on, we'll break it down and get off. We're talking like, if we can break it down in 30 minutes, great. 20 minutes, great. It's not going to be a podcast. It'll be like, I got a hold of the officer, I got a hold of the detective, and it's for bigger cases and it's just for YouTube, and it'll be completely different than the podcast. So if you see it, don't be weirded out by it. Something else we're trying. We'll have like guests from the Failure Stop Network, which is growing. Got a contract out with 2 Cops, 1 Donut. That's coming back. So he should be on the network. We're building a network-wide website with each individual website for each show. So Anti-Hero will have its own website, professionally built website. So there would be like interactions on these websites, blog posts on these websites. My goal is to have fans from each show that want to submit blog posts about these things or put like extra content on there. I also want to get going the Failure to Stop Network Wolfpack private group and expand it to all the shows. So we might just call it the Failure to Stop Network private group so that we have all the fans. So it's just one umbrella for everybody to share inappropriate stuff and become a family. And then also the Discord server with each individual show with its own Discord under the server, and then the Rumbles. So we're really going to take the Failure to Stop Network and make it more of a podcast community with all these really great first responder liked podcast. So all that Night Shift TSI, Anti-Hero, Two Cops, One Donut, Failure to Stop, True Crime, all the things. So anyway, be looking out for that. It's a whole revamping for the summer, and you guys are going to be at the ground floor with it. You guys are going to be at the ground level for it, and we appreciate you. All right, here we go. Here we go. Just play the video. Let's just watch the video. Go ahead and pause it. Please. What's your first red flag here? Just generic red flag. What's your?
No, the window.
Oh, sure. Yeah. I was gonna say number one it's to Motel 6.
Yeah. And that's probably their motel that they respond to twice a day.
Twice a fucking hour. Also, is this let's see, this is at wow, 0400? Am I correct there?
There's the light comes out that early there.
Wow. Well, it's on the other side of the United States. So that is what is it? BMNT, before morning nautical twilight. This is when the Indians like to strike because your eyes can't adjust. So it's that weird nautical twilight, like it's that weird. It's like evening nautical twilight. BENT, before evening nautical twilight.
That's that special warfare school.
Yeah,
knowledge.
That's when the Indians attack. It's right there when your eyes can't adjust because everything's one color of blue. And now you got the blue doors, the blue side. So listen, it's a minor detail, but your eyes are hardest to adjust. That's when they say the Indians always attack.
Right. That's why you can't sleep through your fire guard shift, man. It's important.
No, it's important.
The Indians strike.
Yeah, you don't know when them Indians are coming. So he's walking up, open window. Again, it's that weird illumination outside. It's a Motel 6, and you've got every car in this parking lot looks
like a drug dealer car.
Well, yeah, and it's from the 80s, like, or the early 90s. Like, is this the fucking land that time forgot? That's like a 1993 Buick LeSabre next to like a 1992 Dodge Ram. All right, push play.
Department.
We pause it just as he announced the police department.
All right,
come on with your hands empty, please.
This episode is brought to you by this guy on Instagram. He goes by, I've been messaging him a lot. I don't really know a lot about him. His name is xray.alpha.llc. xray.alpha.llc on Instagram. I don't know how many followers he has. Hang on, I'll tell you guys if he's... Doesn't really matter. I don't really check that. Okay. Oh, shit. Okay, so he's got 143,000 followers. But anyway, he had posted this video and had a lot of questions. It looks like he's some kind of operator of some sort. But I've been having some DMs with him. He's a really nice guy. Looks like maybe I might collaborate with him at some point and have him on to do a breakdown. But he's the way he texts, he's some kind of an operator of some sort, military operator. And he wants to know why were the cops retreating in this scenario and why the cops chose to do what they did. And he's like, somebody with law enforcement background, please explain this to me. These are poor tactics, blah, blah, blah. So I'm breaking this down for him essentially.
Yeah. And kudos to him for, I don't want to sound like that guy, but kudos to him for understanding the fact that it's two separate fucking jobs. This is not a fucking raid on a compound where, this is law enforcement and it's,
So we have to start with that it's 04 in the morning, what time on night shift, what time do you start typing reports?
It's 2319. The 0400 just a number that was on the body camera.
What's at 11:19 at night?
Yeah.
Well, why is it
still so light for it to be 11:19? What the hell's wrong with this fucking?
Like, okay, so it's evening twilight. Yeah, what the? This is like the time. This is like a different planet. By the way, they've got the $16.99 road trip grill outside in the parking lot. I've bought that grill 18 times, bro. I bought that every time I go on a skate trip and the kids don't want to leave the skate park. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go to Walmart. I'll buy a bunch of shit. I'll buy a grill and I'll grill it right here at the park. I've done it a million times, and those things are $16.99. So
just leave it.
Okay, so it's 23:19. Wow, that changes a little bit. So what do you do at 0 100 every night or on night shift, midnight? At midnight you're typing?
Oh no, well you said when do you?
I know.
No, probably
early you'd be typing at 04. Sure.
No,
that's
you're on midnights. You are fucking. This is if it's 11 o'clock p.m. You're fucking balls deep in your shift.
There you go.
You're catching the reports.
You're catching them, and you're trying to figure out when you can get that lunch break.
Yeah.
That midnight chow, if you can get the midnight chow. That changes everything because I thought it was 4 a.m. and I was like, you'd be typing reports, but okay, 11 o'clock. I guess shit's just starting to pop off for you. My only thing I see here that I would have done a little bit differently, not trying to Monday morning quarterback, is if I have a hole in the window and I have a visual on the whole apartment, I'm not going to lose that visual. I feel like I'm just going to go stick my head right in that fucking window until I need to move left to get out of sight for it. But I mean, I feel like you already occupy that hole. Just keep it occupied.
Yeah, this is definitely a pistol out of the holster. Don't need to be pointing it at anybody, but maybe at your hip, like
put it behind your back,
or put it at your waist where they can't see it. Obviously, you bringing a pistol out could escalate things, but there's enough about this to where I'd be like, I police. You say police, the open window. You come around just like you're saying. He's peering into the window, and you see someone not going straight to the door and being like, can I help you? Right? You see the fact that they're not doing that is red flag number 1, right? Not saying that they're up to no good, but it's red flag number 1.
Yeah. I think I'm going to hold that right there and just say, hey man, stay right there. Stay right where you are. Let me see your hands. What's going on today? And I'm just going to talk to them right there. Because they're trapped. They're not going anywhere inside that building, and you can go everywhere. I mean, you got all the cover in the world right there. So, but again, you're probably not thinking, that's easy to think for it. It's a lot harder when you've gotten out of your cop car and you've noticed the grill's still hot and you're looking at the Bugle Sabre and you're like, oh shit, an open window. Oh shit, somebody's in the open window. So, I mean, I get you. You're probably not thinking, let me occupy this window.
Yeah.
Going back to the domestic that we had last week, right? We're not always.
Yeah, but to be fair, that car right there is already, a charge. That's a misdemeanor crime to have that car. So you already got charges pending.
Yep. You can't have a 1994 Buick LeSabre at a Motel 6.
That's probable cause to pull you over immediately.
That's the totality of that. Buick LeSabre outside of your apartment, that's one thing. But Buick LeSabre outside of a Motel 6, sitting next to a grill.
You don't need a warrant.
Don't need a warrant. There's enough to articulate that. You're good to go all day long. So I'm not faulting the cop on this at all. Now I believe this was a man with a gun call. Am I correct on that, Deadleg?
It was a report of a fight, and there was supposed to be a weapon was involved.
Yeah. So I got no problem if you want to put your gun out at this point. But like we mentioned last week, and we're getting some fun banter back and forth with the Drinking Bros and Dan Holloway, and like some of Dan Holloway's fans, I think they think it's real. Like I think that they think that we don't like each other, so as if we're like not friends. Like if I didn't just hang out with all of them in Wilmington, and like I just talked to Jesse Wiseman on the phone last week, like
it's wrestling, bro. It's don't break that what's it called? That fourth wall, the curtain.
Yeah,
don't ruin it for them. Kayfabe.
But they're like. They think it's like some kind of like, and even our fans are like, dude, who are these motherfuckers? Right? Like, listen, we don't have to agree on everything. But going back to what you said, we can't be fully tactical all the time, or the community would absolutely fucking hate us.
Yeah.
You got to make good tactical decisions. But dude, again, he's probably taking this call. This might be his third of the night, and he's still got another 10 to go. So
yeah.
And when he's walking up, you can hear him unholster as well.
Oh, you can? Okay. Yeah.
You got to for sure.
Yeah, you got to pace yourself on nights like this. You got to pace yourself. You can't. A new guy would burn himself out 2 hours in a shift, like energy wise, like emotionally, like
like like you're getting cramps because you held your gun up too long. It's like boxing. Sometimes you can lower your hands. You ain't got to be up all the time. You'll burn out. Like if you're not in striking distance, shake it out a little bit. But so anyway, I got no problem with that at this point. He sees the guy. I think me personally, my gun would have been out and I would have probably held the guy right there. I've done this a few times in hotel situations just like that. Or sometimes if I see a window's open when I'm approaching, I'll park way down and I'll approach that window and I'll sit and listen in the window without them seeing me for a hot second to kind of get a feel for it. But either way, this guy parked on the opposite side of the window, crossed the window. Again, nobody's tactically perfect in every scenario, fucking 13 times a night for 30 years. So myself can go get fucked. Go ahead and hit play.
Come out with your hands empty, please. What? Come out with your hands empty, please. Come to the door. Scott, chat with you, see what's going on. Okay. Why would the police call? Can you keep your hands visible for me?
So go
other hand, please.
you go ahead and pause it. So if you're ever on a traffic stop, if you're ever going to a house and you see this exact silhouette right here, 100% nefarious every time. If somebody leans out of their car window like that, they have a gun in their lap.
Yep. And we're going to run into the same fucking problem because this has to be treated like his house, right? So it's a Motel 6. For anybody that doesn't know how this works, that is to be treated as his dwelling where he lives.
Right.
It's the same thing. A hobo could have a tent, and in most states, that tent you need a warrant to go into. They have to treat it like a dwelling. So this guy's essentially, we're running into the same fucking problem where the cop is there to investigate a crime. He does not have to leave. You can't. Now he's going to be staying there, and they're going to investigate this crime whether you like it or not. Of course, they want compliance from you, but if you don't want to comply, they don't. There's ways around that. This is, like you said, that body position right there that's grounds for a pistol in his face, and I'm probably going to back up and create distance.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm going to create distance too. Now, I will go back and read this guy's caption here in a minute, but let's go ahead and get through this. So I hate this though. I don't like this at all. I don't ever want to talk to somebody in this position. And like, here's the thing. You guys are all like, oh, I can't believe you said, somebody called me retarded because I said there's never a good scenario where you should answer the door with a gun in your hand. And then they bring in like other outlying like what ifs. They're like, well, I shot somebody who was breaking into my car, which is awesome. Love that. Like, that's fucking cool as shit. Good for you. But like looking out your window, seeing that somebody's not directly at your door breaking your car is not what we're talking about in the scenario. What I'm talking about is you get to knock on the door and you open the door with a pistol in your hand. You're going to lose that fight if the dude on the other hand has the intent of shooting you. And if you think the guy has intent in shooting you on the other side, why are we opening the door in the first place? Why wouldn't you just yell that out? Well, he didn't know he was a cop. Well, okay, so like why would you not say you're the sheriff's department? What's your badge number? Okay, and what's your business here? We got a domestic violence. I'm playing a video game, man. All right, well, we have to invest as a domestic violence. So all we have to do is get you outside of the home, verify that there's anybody else inside of the home, make sure that everybody is good and calm, and then we're going to get out of your hair, dude, and you can go out the rest of your day. And if you're like, no, I'm not coming out, and I'll be like, well, hey, I hate to inform you on this, dude, but domestic violence in the state of North Carolina, you do have to, I am legally obligated to detain you at this time until I deem that it's necessary. It's a complaint. That's just the way the law works. If you don't do that, I'm going to treat this as a barricaded subject, and we're going to surround the house, and we're going to have a very, very, very long night. If you don't like it, civil suit.
Yeah. How many people have created, how many instances with police that were negative? How many that maybe the person died? How many of that was because it was brought on because they were just defying the police just to defy the police? And then they investigate it and they're like, this guy had no reason to do what he did. He was just like he was not complying, and that sucks. We're the type of people too. Our mindsets is we like freedom. We don't like to be fucked with, but it goes across the board. You have to understand that police have a job, and if you comply with them and you're not doing anything wrong, you're good. You're going to be on your merry way, right? But it's people like you just said, like, hey, man, we're going to get out of your hair. If that doesn't de-escalate it, if that doesn't put people at ease, like, oh, okay, all right, yeah, I'll come out and talk. If they still say, no, go fuck yourself, they're guilty of whatever they probably are doing, or B, they're going to make it hard just because. And
yeah, and like domestic violence is not like some kind of civil rights violation. You know what I mean? Like, let somebody, like, you guys are all talking about if somebody was going to force you to wear a mask, or if a cop was going to force you to like make people leave your home because it's Thanksgiving. Like, I get that there are certain hills that you should be willing to die on. I'm fine with that. But is the hill to die on because I can carry a gun in my house and I can answer the door with a gun in my hand? I mean, case and point, this dude is dead. Because was he trying to make? What point do you make if you're dead? And what like I don't know. It's just not worth it to me to make that point. I don't think any cop gives a fuck that you can do that.
Here's an analogy for you. Ready? Here's a new one. You have the right of way on a crosswalk. You got the little green guy, right? Telling you, are you not going to look to make sure some dumbass driver ain't fucking trucking it down and not paying attention? No, you're still going to look, right? You have the right of way. You can make a point to go, I'm walking no matter what. But if somebody collides into you and kills you, cool. You won that point. You're dead. Like, it's essentially the same thing.
Argument. It's a stupid argument. And it's theatrics. Like, don't tell me that you like, and what are you doing in your life that people are out to get you? You know what I mean? Like, like I said, when I carry a gun on me all the time, but I don't understand. Is like, I can, if there is an enemy at the door and I feel like there's an enemy at the door, I'm not opening the door.
Yeah.
Until I know otherwise. If you knocked on my door at 11 o'clock tonight and I got out of bed, I would sit in the door frame of my kitchen, not my door that you were at. Because it's a good solid hardwood. It's a big frame right there. It's a wall that supports everything. So I know there's tons of 2x4s right there. I post up right there and I yell out to the door, who is it? Tyler. Open the door. Tyler who? Tyler from Anti-Hero Podcast. And then I'm going to call your phone. And if I don't hear your phone ringing outside my door, I'm not going to answer the fucking door. Yeah. And then, you know what I mean? Like, it's
what
crazy.
Are you doing here in Raleigh, North Carolina, Tyler?
You know, it's Officer Tyler from the Sheriff's Department. All right, Officer Tyler from the Sheriff's Department. What can I help you with tonight? We got a call of a domestic over here. I've been sleeping all night, so I don't know what. Maybe you got to exchange. Well, is this 150 Jessica Drive? Yes, sir, it is. All right, hey man, listen, I'm gonna need all parties to step out because I got to investigate this as domestic violence. All right, what's your badge number? Deputy 1944. All right. Give me 1 second. I'm going to go to the
there you go.
I'm going to see, is there a cop car out there? Oh, there is a cop car out there.
Here's two things, right? When I go, I take the flashlight and I shine it all over me, right? We're not trying to be tactical at this point. Yes, I'm showing that I'm a cop. I'm announcing that I am a cop. That is taking away. I'm doing everything I can to dispel any alarm in you as a homeowner. And it is. It's fucking weird to get a knock on your door when it's dark out. Nowadays, it is. It's not your neighbor anymore. We don't do that as society. It is fucking alarming to get a knock at your door. There's nothing good that's going to come from somebody knocking on your door, right? It's going to be bad news. It's going to be a home invader. You know, at nighttime, there's just nothing good. And another thing we do, too, is I explain to people, like, this is most likely a phase 2, right? When somebody calls 911 and hangs up the cell phone, technology and the satellites are able to they can try and ping it to one address, right? But it's an attempt. So there is a chance when you go to the door that they have no fucking clue what you're talking about.
Right.
So I explained that to them, like, hey, this is a phase 2 ping. This could not be you. Have you heard any screaming? Like right then and there, those questions that we ask on traffic stops, you read people's response to it. Yeah. If they look around, they go, no, I haven't heard anything. And they're like actually looking to make sure their neighbors aren't screaming. That's a telltale sign they have no idea what you're talking about.
Right.
And they go, no, I haven't heard anything. And they're staring at you. It's like, hey, who else is in the house, man? Do you mind if I talk to anybody else in the house? So.
And then they look back. There's nobody in the house. They always do. They always do. You're like, hey, is there anybody else with you?
Like,
no.
Let me check real quick. No.
You're like, who else is in the house? But you can tell from their tone of voice, right? Like, if you knock on the door at 11 o'clock at night because there's a domestic and the person goes, yeah. And you're like, oh, it's like as if they almost knew I was coming.
Yeah.
You know?
They're awake.
Like, people who aren't expecting it are like, hello?
And also, dude, it takes. At that time of night, it takes a long time for people to recognize, like, is that a fucking knock at my door?
Right.
They get on their app because most people don't have their goddamn Ring set to notifications. So they're like, oh shit, the cops are here. Babe, wake up. Babe, wake up. Wake up. What the fuck? And now I got to wake up. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Like, the cops are here. That all happens while I'm standing out there like awkwardly on somebody's front porch.
Yeah.
And so that's why I'm not under the windowsill like this. You know, because
which is funny because like the same critics that are calling us stupid for doing this and are stupid for having MRAPs and all these like defensive vehicles are the same ones that are like, why was he was tactically ate up and that's what I have a problem with is like, don't sit back on the internet and talk shit about cops when you yourself have not been in the game in over 20 years. Yeah. Like just because you were a soldier in Iraq 20 years ago, you don't have, well, especially if you don't have children, you don't have like, you know, multiple jobs. Like if you're a internet entertainer and you don't have any responsibility other than waking up every day and talking shit all day, like don't call somebody ate up and just like rip them a new one without any other context of what they possibly could, because that's not true. This guy, you don't know this cop. He could be the best 3-gun shooter in that state. He could be way more tactically proficient than you, and he's in the fucking game. He's been doing this for years and years and years. And like he had one bad game. Who it doesn't, you know, was Kobe Bryant a shitty ate-up basketball player who doesn't know what the fuck he's doing because he missed one 3-point shot at one game in the biggest game of the year? No. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy that a lot of these warriors, they get into this line of work and then they just forget that, you know, I promise you that you didn't make all the best tactical decisions. You just got lucky. We all did. We've all gotten lucky. Every cop's gotten lucky. Every soldier in Iraq, Afghanistan, you have done dumb shit and you've gotten lucky. It's the ones that don't get lucky that now we're going to sit back on the internet and tell them that they're ate up or that they're just not tactically proficient and they're, you know, I could go back and read it, but they're not nice comments. And so it's like, it's just, it kind of hurts my feelings. I shouldn't say it hurts my feelings, but I mean, it hurts my feelings a little bit, but I don't know. It's confusing to me. It's like, have you forgotten that you had to learn and you had to have all this experience? Did you forget about that? So let's go ahead and play out the tape real quick. Play it out from here.
Go ahead, please. You got why? I like to know the doctor. Do you have a gun, sir? I'm sorry, what? We got to report that there was an assault here. Can you come over here? There was no assault. Okay.
Hey, pause here really fast. When she wants to get the fuck out of the house really quick.
Yeah. Telltale sign. And also, you just removed the victim right now. And I sound like an admin guy. I really do. I know. You just removed the reason why you're there. Now this shifts from what could have been a hostage situation, what could have turned into one, right? She's in the room. You're not trying to agitate this guy. She's out now. Worst case scenario, this is a barricaded person. Worst case. And you have all the time in the world. You just wait them motherfuckers out. Gas, robots, fucking fly the drones through the fucking window and freak them the fuck out. I've seen that happen. Like,
I love that too, by the way.
You know,
one of my favorites.
That you now own the situation. You have just removed the reason why you're there. So now it's nothing but distance. Call this guy out, fucking make him get on his knees and face the door, make him crawl to you. There's a fucking gun involved in the way you're acting, dude. I don't give a fuck.
Right, because now we're gambling. We're gambling on, am I a better shot than him? And before you say, well, look at this fat, dumpy motherfucker. Have you seen, like, the world champion, like, fastest shooter in the world guy? Like, he is extremely fat. You seen that guy? He's like,
no.
And he pulls those pistols out. He's like, cha-cha-cha-cha-cha-cha, like with a revolver. I mean, that dude's got to be 400. Get a picture of him, dead leg, and get it up there. This dude is a massive fat guy. Revolver shooter, professional revolver shooter.
Guy.
Yeah, so like, listen, I don't know if this guy. I had an instructor tell me one time that when he sees a guy with a knife, that 8-foot rule or 18 feet rule doesn't even apply to him because he's like, you don't know if this is the knife throwing champion of Tallahassee, Florida. You don't know. So here's the gamble: am I a better shot than this guy, or am I not? Is my gun going to function properly? Is it not? I mean, 99% chance, yeah, but there's a 1% chance. We saw what we did with the 1% chance of dying from COVID. We saw how much we overreacted to the 1% chance that we're going to die of COVID. Now imagine if you got that 1% chance that your gun doesn't work. You got a, 25% chance that this dude's a quicker shot than you. That this dude doesn't die on your first shot and he gets a shot on you. So there's a big gamble here going through your brain on how you want to do this. As you said, he's got the victim away from the door. Perfect. She's out. I'm backing up. Yeah. Go ahead, hit play.
Can you talk to my officer here? Can you show me other hands, sir? Just so I'm safe?
No.
Okay. Okay, Todd, find out if he's got a gun.
I'll have multiple guns.
Do you have a gun in your hand?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, put the gun down, please. Back up. Back up. Put the gun down.
Oh,
Get the back this way.
back up.
Okay, stop it right here. Stop it right here. Let me read the message that I got from X-Ray LLC. A good guy. I'm not putting this guy on blast by any means at all. I just want, this is where this whole thing started. He says, why doesn't everyone shoot as good in real life situation like I do on my strategic? Oh wait, nope, that's a comment from somebody else. Sorry, I was like, wow, that does not sound like what he wrote. All right, here we go. Let me see here. Let me get to the comment. Do you have a gun? Yes, I have multiple guns. Do you have a gun in your hand? Yes. I always thought being prepared for your job was non-negotiable trait. I guess it's more of a guideline than a hard and fast rule. This idea of retreating is worth a conversation. Your pistol is out, ready, and still your main reaction to a guy telling you he has multiple guns, to include one in his hands, is to retreat. Do we need to mention the misses and errant shots? But wait, there is a lawyer attached to each bullet, right? End result, suspect and one officer injured. Can't find an actual report. Hope as the primary tactic can't be your strategy. I'm beginning to think that this can't be fixed. What's your thoughts? I'm interested in LEOs with some skin in the game, but all your opinions are welcome.
Well, that's the great state of Washington. So there's that.
Yeah, you know that if you shoot somebody.
It's policing nowadays, dude. And even policing cowboy shit back in the day. You know what? I don't know who X-Ray Life is or whatever his name is. He'd be the first one when that cop fucking decided to be the aggressor and move. And then he said, he goes, I have a gun. The cop has the right to be there. And then the guy makes what is that called? A movement?
Affirmative movement.
Yeah. Affirmative movement. And he shoots him. It's probably going to be a good shoot. And they're probably going to find a gun. But then we're going to have this guy going, hey, man, he was too aggressive. What gives him the authority to come into the door frame like that? He was in his house.
He was in his house.
Yeah.
You can come to this guy. This guy's actually really cool. But like we know who's the talking heads are, right? That are saying like, he's at his door with a gun. It's his house. He can do it. I mean, yeah, you can do it. Again, this is a poor tactic. Again, it's a poor tactic. Like coming to the gun, like if somebody wants to kill you and you don't come to the door with your gun already out and you're not already shooting, you're losing that battle 90% of the time. I don't understand like what the argument is here. There is never a tactically good. There's no tactical advantage of you opening your door with a gun in your hand. You're at the tactical disadvantage from opening the door from the get-go. So it's just theatrics at that point. Maybe you have to do it. Maybe, you know what I mean? But it's still not the tactically best idea. And like you should wait until you have to do it. So anyway, this dude, so these cops are backing up. And again, for good reason. I can't imagine another scenario here. I don't see that you could approach him and shoot him because he says he has a gun in his hand in his domain. Even though you've told him to drop it, listen, I wish you could. I wish you could just say drop the gun and then shoot somebody. But how many videos do we go through on this network where it's drop the gun, sir, drop the gun, and we've all been like, God, I wish he could just fucking blow this dude's brains out right now, but we can't do that. It's
what you've talked about that. You've addressed that on why there's certain things that you can do in life where you learn to think through. I know you use BJJ as one of them, but things that you can do to practice your thinking under stress. Because that's a human. You agree that's a human characteristic to drop your gun is because your
it's called repetitive repetition. It's
your
because
brain's like tick, 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 tick.
Well, your brain's thinking of so many things. It's thinking faster than your mouth. There's psychology behind it. It's called repetitive repetition, and it happens like when it's kind of like when you're going condition black at that point.
Yeah.
Another good example of that is when somebody shoots somebody and they do this after they shoot somebody. They look left, they look right, they look left, they look right, they look left, they look right. Because the last thing that their body trained on the range was I shoot somebody, I look to my left and I look to my right. And so they've shot somebody and they're like, dude, I need to get on the radio. I need to do this. I need to do that. And while they're thinking all those things, their head's still going left, right, left, right, left, right. You know what I mean? And they watch these tapes and they're like, damn, I feel like a fucking idiot. Like, why was I looking around like that? I'm so stupid. But that's what it is. So yeah. So I think approaching this guy and shooting him is off the table. Like, I don't think you have enough right now to do that. So all you have is backing up. Am I wrong?
All right.
No, I agree.
Good. Push play.
Can you talk to my officer here? Can you show me other hands, sir? Just so I'm safe?
No.
Okay. Okay, Todd, find out if he's got a gun.
I'll have multiple guns.
Do you have a gun in your hand?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, put the gun down, please. Back up. Put the gun down.
No.
Get the, back this way.
Back up.
Hold on, I'm playing at the area. Subject's on the other hand. Get her, Todd.
Also, right now, all you're thinking is barricaded subject, barricaded subject, barricaded subject. You're not thinking of a gunfight right now at all.
Yeah.
He shut the door. He's inside. SWAT's got to get on the way.
Get her
It's
back.
going to be a long night.
Put the gun.
Out unarmed, they're gonna shoot me.
No, I'm not. If you come out unarmed,
How can I believe you?
I give you my word, sir.
I can't trust your fucking
I have a body camera that's recorded audio and visually, sir. I don't want to hurt you.
How
Hold
can
on,
I
that's for all the other
fucking believe
units. His room is the second room from the southwest.
Ooh, pause it really fast. Excellent radio work here.
Yep.
Humanizing voice and language, like very articulate. I have a body camera that records audio and video. Everything's being recorded. I'm not going to hurt you. Super calm on the radio. Man, this guy has got it going on, actually.
Yeah, he does. It's good.
Go ahead, hit play.
From the north to the south. I promise you, sir, I do not want to hurt you. I don't want to hurt anybody.
Phone?
Please come out unarmed. Yeah, I don't care about your warrant. I don't care about your warrants. I care about your safety and my safety.
Ooh, beautiful.
So please come out unarmed, sir. Okay? I give you my word. I've got a wife and 3 kids, man.
Oh,
It's the last thing I want to do.
Oh, that's golden, dude.
Okay? Please come out.
So refreshing. Oh.
Oh, you good?
That escalated quickly.
Yeah, that surprised you, and you've seen this video a couple times.
No, I've never seen it.
You've never
Todd,
seen
you
this?
good?
Dude,
You
and
got
he's
the
moving
from
on
the
this
dash camera,
guy?
too.
He's moving across an empty parking lot with no cover. Let's go. Get in the fight, baby.
The guy exited
Are you
the room.
injured?
You see him?
Oh, wait, are you
Where are you
injured?
hit?
Yeah.
In
my
shots
hand?
fired. Subject's been hit. I believe I've been struck as well in the foot. I need EMS here. Subject is not in custody yet.
Look at
Todd!
that.
Nice.
Are you good? I'm good. Is she good?
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Thinking about her?
3 kids, man. It's the last thing I want to do.
Here's his dash cam
Okay,
footage.
please come out.
Fat dude in the doorway.
Dual wheel, baby.
That's why you said he was in a first-person shooter thing.
Todd, you good?
Reload. Snap black ready. Reloading and cover.
I
Calm
think
as
you
fuck.
good?
he's
Oh.
hit, and he tried
Walk it off.
he tried when he got hit, and he was also like fucking adrenaline going, and he was like trying to reload, and he realized his hand wasn't working. Motherfucker just got down and quit. Like, oh shit. I'm
My hand's
out.
blown off. My hand's
Yeah,
blown
the
off.
Like,
camera
right there, he
cut off
gets
right
hit.
after that.
Yep. And so he's shooting. He's checking his pocket, which is using the OODA loop. He drops his gun. He's like,
Realize
I'm out.
his hand's gone.
His hand's gone?
Is it gone? Looks like he's missing half a hand there. Look at that.
I can't
Maybe
tell.
he's just so fat that his forearms are so big and his
His
hands
little
are so
sausage
small.
hands.
Little sausage fingers look like they're missing. But hey, play that video that you had up earlier, dead leg of the fat dude on the range. Is it too late? Is it the same guy? Is that the same guy? That could be the same guy. Boy, how the mighty have fallen. He's upgraded.
That looks like half the cops out there.
Dude, I had to work with a detective this weekend. This week on a case, and the guy was extremely fat, 400 fucking pounds, and had me walk behind him down to his office. We were chatting, and I'm like, dude, you don't really know me. Like, why would you ever let me walk behind you like that? Like through your office. They didn't send me through a metal detector or anything. I don't know, man. Like, that's just not. It's poor. But, if you can't take care of yourself, how are you supposed to take care of the community when you're that big? Like, I get it. You're a little bit out of shape. It happens. I'm not going to be overcritical, but when you're just a slob, You know what I mean? When you act fat, that's when I have a problem. It's one thing to be fat; it's another thing to act fat.
Yep.
Don't act fat. Listen, I was when I was debating this guy back and forth, respectfully on the DMs. I had not watched the tape at all because I said, like, let's break it down, you and I won't watch the tape, but I ended up wanting to do it today anyway because we needed something for today. But this dude's way better than most people we've been breaking down lately.
Yeah.
Empathetic tone, bringing in his family, not being a scared little bitch, crossing the parking lot to get work done, to not let this guy go. I mean, I don't know that it gets
while he's hit. He addresses the fact I am hit, and he checks on everybody. He gets the radio traffic. He is not secured. He is not secured. That's a big one because he's like send fire rescue. The scene isn't secure though, so that's fire rescue's. That's their hint to stage, right? Yeah. Like, hey, we got to be close by, but the cops are in there doing real first responder stuff. No, I'm just kidding. But hey, don't come in there. And then once he's secured, the scene is secured. That way they can come in and treat homeboy sausage hand.
Yeah, you got a stage so that you can be a good second responder. 100%. Yeah, anyway, great shoot. I thought this was well done by these guys. Tactically, I don't think I could have or would have done anything different. That escalated extremely quickly. This isn't, you know what I mean? Like, this doesn't happen. I bet you this is his first shooting. You can't be, is he going to do something different the next time? Maybe, and he might not ever approach that one again differently. So I don't really know. There's really not that much to, like, I don't think you can sharpshoot this from a Green Beret, Navy SEAL, Delta Force, Craghead. What's the guy's name? Was it Craghead, that the SAS soldier? Like,
oh yeah,
who's a phenomenon. I don't know that anybody does this any different. I don't, aside from parking your truck opposite of that window, which maybe there's not an entrance. Maybe if you drove your car in, you would have to drive your whole cop car by the window.
Maybe that's strategically done so he could catch with dash cam. Maybe that's their policy.
Yeah, who knows? Or maybe he didn't. You know how like sometimes you're like, we're the it's the A B C D E F G instead of the 124 224. Like, usually if it's like 224, it'd be door number 24 on the second floor. But then you get to some of those hotels and it's like A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And you know what I mean? And you're like, well, shit, is A on the top floor or is it on the bottom floor? And you know what I mean? And so he parked right next to the stairwell because he wasn't sure. Is this a bottom floor? Is 12 upstairs or downstairs?
Yeah, great breakdown. That was a good case. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, call me. Like, again, going back to you guys that are military that are starting to tune into the show more. You go to this call 100 times in your career, 100 times, and you're going to do it different all 100 times because they're never going to be the same. You're going to come to that call and they're going to be out there on the grill. And you're going to go out there, they're going to be in the car. You're going to go out there, they're going to be in the apartment. You're going to go there, they're not going to be there at all. You're going to go there and they're in the manager's office. I mean, you can't like plan for everything in every scenario. And 99 out of those 100 times, hey, drop the gun. Okay.
Yeah,
now let me see your other hand. Okay.
Very common. You're rolling in. You see the guy walking by you, leaving the scene. Fucking shirt off, fucking like this, speed walking. Hey, what do I do? Hey, because I have no PC. Right? I can't use a 911 report as probable cause to stop this guy. I have to go. You can, based off the totality of circumstances, in good faith, I could stop out and be like, hey, you're with me. You fit the description in this 911 call. Let me see your hands. Hey, I need someone to go meet with the victim and establish charges. Make sure we have charges before, because then you're acting in good faith at this point. And you're hoping that, if shit goes south with this guy and you have to use force, and then your buddy finds out there was no probable cause to make an arrest. Now you're basing your entire use of force off of in good faith, which is doable. It's fine. It's okay because that's why people entrust cops, to do the job. But that's another huge thing is seeing the guy committed the crime, leaving the crime, and you're like, fuck, do I go to the victim and tell somebody to pick him up, and risk him fucking dipping off into an apartment complex, or do I stop out with him? So lots of factors.
Lots of factors. Good breakdown. Hey, kudos to those cops. Big round of applause here from the Wolfpack, Feller Stop podcast. We totally endorse these cops and everything that they did, as if they care. Again, they don't give a fuck. Leave a 5-star rating and review for us on iTunes and Spotify, Apple Podcasts. That's huge for us. Go to the Anti-Hero Podcast. Leave them a rating and review. They've got the next, just a massive episode coming out with Eddie Gallagher in studio. Eddie Gallagher for the Anti-Hero Podcast. Be prepared for all the new Failure to Stop Network stuff coming out. Trying to get this live show put together, maybe in Ohio for this summer, end of summer. We got to get with the whole team and see what everybody's schedule's like. Davey says Christian Craighead, SBS, aka Obi-Wan Nairobi. Absolutely. Dude is a badass. Tansey just sounded like he was running an auction. Always sound like I'm running an auction. I do talk very fast. Had a lot of coffee this morning. And yeah, everything's good. Goo Goo Boys and Girls from Brian W. Nico the Greco says, why isn't Tansey rolling? I am rolling. What are you talking about? I'm always rolling, baby. Always rolling
up those joints.
Fucking folding. What do they say? Unfolding clothes with human bodies still inside of them. Folding their clothes while they're still wearing them. I like that one. Tansey needs to roll for 24 hours on Memorial Day. Dude, I don't know if I'm going to roll an hour. I don't know if I'm going to roll an hour. I rolled the other day for 35 minutes to see what it was going to be like. Not good. Not great. It's a long time. So I don't know. All right. For myself, Tyler, Anti-Hero Podcast, our awesome producer who just crushed today. Deadleg from Deadleg Media. Go and join the Patreon as well. Guns up, giddy up. We'll see you guys next week.